Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy, me, Mario, from Technomancy Studios. Now, it's been a while since I made Dev Talk. I had Dev Talk that was planned, and I never got to finish, doing a little bit of editing on it. And I don't think I like it much. I might release it like some other time, being like a lost Dev Talks or something. But whatever, it's not going to happen. Anyway, it's been a while. I was planning on doing a monthly update for September, but I missed both dates that I planned, and so this is going to be sort of the beginning of this is going to be sort of the update before I start going into the meat of the discussion of this Dev Talks, which is loot boxes, because that's the hot topic right now. And all the goth kids are going to it and buying other shitty products. Anyway, also, another thing I say, been playing a lot of Warframe recently again. Really fucking love it. So, update. Pretty much at the end of August, we finished the first town of Gamma 19. After that, we once it was all like everything worked, all the quests worked fine, cutscenes, whatever. We put a pause. We put a pause on Gamma 19, and we moved on to our mobile app, Super Pocket Drillionaire, the sequel to Pocket Drillionaire. Now, good news is the game's practically like really well put together already. It's much better, looks better than the original. Obviously, I mean it's going to be better. But my power went out while I was creating an object, and that seemed to corrupt the whole project. And we're practically screwed. So that meant that I had to rebuild everything. And then I found out I could just not have to. I found out a way of recovering all my original code. But yeah, this is what happens when you don't back up your stuff. I don't do it because mostly like it's just something I always forget to do. Now Unreal Engine kind of also fed to have it that it automatically backs it up for you, but this isn't the Unreal Engine, and anyway, so let's get, so that's the update. So look forward to our new Super Pocket Drilling app. I'm also not feeling too well. I've been having some allergies since we got a new cat in our house, and I do not take too well to cats, and this cat's a full indoor cat. We usually have to have cats that are outdoor cats, but they don't ever really do anything much to me. But I'm allergic to cats and animals, and mostly just cats, really. So yeah, anyway, meat discussion. Big wall meat of discussion. That is loot boxes. So recently in gaming, loot boxes have become really big, and I kind of thought, oh, that's kind of neat at first, and now I'm like, well, it's kind of crap, but it's not the worst thing. I think people are making too much of a big deal about it, and here's why. So let's start with some of the arguments that people make. They say, this is gambling. No, it's not. Let me explain something. With gambling, you put money in and you have the chance of just gaining nothing back. With loot boxes, you put, money in, and you're always going to get something. Now, the problem is that something worth actually anything? To be fair, it's not worth anything. Nothing's worth anything. It's virtual. That's the truth. However, people will put a value to certain things. So One great example I like is just CS:GO, Counter Strike Global Offensive. If you don't know what CS:GO is, by any chance, they have, and Team Fortress 2 being the first kind of thing to implement these like loot crate-esque systems. So we sorry. So like, you know, with CS:GO, I'm just gonna use CS:GO because like that one actually had a gambling thing problem with like, you know, people actually going on these gambling sites to gamble away their skins, which is not really good or smart or anything. And then there's also things like T. Martin and his colleague, whatever, pretty much making their own, that CSGOLotto.com, and making that whole shitstorm of a situation, with the fact that kids are practically being targeted because, you know, it's young, like teens and whatever, and that's totally like a legitimate argument. However, I don't find like a $400 like skin to be actually really worth $400. To me, it's worthless. And that's the thing. It's like, oh, so you pay $249 to get a little dinky key, and in the end you get like something worth like 5 cents. You lost money, but not really, because you still got something. Now, yes, people made the argument, oh well, if you like put like $5 like or something down in gambling, and then you get less money back, or you lose, like, you get like $4 from whatever, you lost something, but you still got something, so that's not gambling. No, that is gambling, but we're talking about like that. There's like an actual like economy, I guess, to that. It's a bit hard to describe because it's like, yeah, they're kind of the same. They have a very similar thing, but you're talking about a virtual item, and like a value that people are putting onto it. Like the USD, for example, you know, the American dollar has a value, and that's just the value of the actual economy. That's something actually serious and like can actually damage. CS:GO skins will not damage the economy. Okay. Oh, that's fucking great. I got a boot that's actually really good. I'm actually fine with that. And so people, I think, aren't understanding that this is just something like, it's like, I put the value of $400 on the skin because nobody else has put the value. Does that mean that skin's actually worth $400? No, that's because I don't believe so. Like, you're not, this is like, you know that you're not going to get, that you could get, you know, crappy skin and whatever, and it's just skin, it's just cosmetic, it doesn't do anything. Now, something like Battlefront 2, which I kind of find, this is something where I'm like, this is kind of disgusting of how they just kind of implemented their loot box system, where it's like, if you could pay to win, or pay to progress, I guess. You know, someone day one just buys like a shitload of loot boxes, and bam, they got like pretty much unlocked everything. Which, one, I feel like it will kind of ruin the fun of actually playing the game and progressing. But then again, they also just kind of built the progression system around that. So that's pretty scummy, but that's still not gambling. Now, are the tactics they use kind of predatory? Well, I guess, is that the word? I don't know. Maybe, actually. I think there is some, like, truth to the fact that it's like, yeah, let me put this, this thing right here in the main menu, like, oh, buy more loot boxes, buy more loot boxes. Kids love loot boxes. And, you know, it's just something like that. It's just, I've always had a problem with microtransactions in general, as I'm playing a free-to-play game full of microtransactions. But honestly, they do a fair job with theirs. Warframe does an amazing job, and the fact that I could just trade stuff I get in game for platinum is just great. Now, I think, like, I don't know, it's starting to feel like these games are starting to turn more into, like, mobile games. Like, when I saw the Call of Duty, coin stuff, I'm like, this looks like something that came out from a mobile game. I'm like, this just looks like, cheap assets for these coins and whatever, like, low effort and all that stuff. So, and the thing is, microtransactions seem to be the best thing so far for the industry. And it's been proven that, like, EA stocks have, some... I mean, don't take my word for it. I was taking someone else's word who seemed to have, put his words together better than I would ever. But this guy claimed to invest in stocks, and EA claimed that, yeah, since they weren't doing too hot, I sold my stocks when they were pretty high, but now they're even higher ever since they started implementing microtransactions. And I can kind of believe it because, to be honest, a lot of people who buy microtransactions typically like your average Joe might buy like one or two, a few things, but the thing is, people like streamers, they will buy, like, these are the whales pretty much. They get donations from people watching their streams, which I personally don't like watching streams. I don't see the real interest in it, but to his own, I guess, whatever the fucking saying is. So yeah, they spend a lot of money, and I think that's kind of a problem with these whales and streamers who just like, oh yeah, for example, GTA Online, that's very predatory. You will grind, and then you will cry, and then you'll be like, I still haven't made enough money to buy the X upgrade. So, I am going to have to buy shark cards. And shark cards are pretty pricey, and they're just a disgusting way of getting money out of the player. So, but that's not a loot box. That's just microtransactions. Because the thing is with microtransactions like that is that at least you know what you're getting. Loot boxes are kind of like you can get garbage or you can get decent things. Now, unless the system is like, oh yeah, everything you get from the loot box is totally, it's totally like good. It's just like cosmetic stuff. Whatever. Okay, whatever. It's cosmetic. And it's not like Overwatch, right, where it's just cosmetics and stuff. There's nothing that actually... It's still predatory, because... Predatorial, whatever the word is. Because of the fact that it's like when you have a loot box, it's like, and once you run out, it's like, oh, get more loot boxes here. And then it's... But my thing is, it's so many arguments, like someone like Jim Sterling said, like, oh, people who have addictive personalities and issues like that, they'll be, caught in this loop. I'm like, well, too bad. I mean, that they are probably, they're able to think for themselves. I'm pretty sure, like, well, I know if I start buying loot boxes, I'm going to be fucking addicted to them. Which I guess the argument is, because loot boxes a lot of times are usually just given for free. Since they're given for free, like, then that starts the cycle. Honestly, there's just at some point, self-control has to come in. And I can say I don't have much self-control for eating. I'm not fat. I'm not, like, extremely fat or anything, but I will, like, huff down an entire can of Pringles and then, like, another bag of, like, of some chips in one sitting. That's usually because I just don't stop myself. And sometimes I'm like, I have to stop myself. I tell myself I can't buy that again. I'm not going to buy that. Whatever. But people complain about the ESRB talking about it's not gambling. I'm just like, no, it's not. It's really just not. Like, you're not losing. It's like you're not gaining money. Okay, gambling is like you're going to lose or gain money. That's the thing about gambling. I think it just hit me now. Realize, yeah, in gambling you can either lose all your money, or you can gain even more money and then keep putting it back into it. Guess what? Something like CS:GO, I guess you can kind of consider you get money, but that's within the Steam thing. At that point, it's not real currency. The Steam wallet, you can't get that out unless you're using like third-party sites, and it's just a whole bunch of things like that, where it's like you can sell your skins for actual cash. But I don't think that's still considered gambling. And I guess you could say that's the pachinko way, because pachinko machines, you get like a garbage little like ball and then you give it to some other guy in the next store. It's like, okay, I'll buy this from you for like $100 and stuff. In reality, both places work together, but Steam and the third-party sites do not work together, so that's a thing. So it's not gambling. So our gaming, stop saying it's gambling when it's clearly not gambling. Stop getting mad, okay? It's something you could do. Just don't buy the game or don't buy the microtransactions. In Battlefront, you can get the crates by playing the game. In Forza, you can get the games by playing it. Now, what I don't like about Forza 7 is that the fact that they made it, the crates are practically part of the game. Overwatch, you can play the game, get the crates, get whatever garbage you need. Now, yeah, you might get a crate and get everyth's just a silver, but that's impossible because I'm pretty sure they only do 3 silvers and a blue. That's the lowest you can go in Overwatch. So what I'm trying to say is it's not gambling. Is it a great method of microtransactions? Personally, I don't like it. I think if I want to buy something, for example, in Warframe, I could buy a skin for $4.99. At least I know I'm getting that skin. Okay. If I buy a loot box for $4.99 or a pack of loot boxes, I might get garbage things. Maybe in this game, if they do it in this game, it might be resources or skins or weapon parts or something. However, if they did implement something like that in this game, I think people, they might have a way so you can grind for it, and I think that's what most people will probably be willing to do. I don't know. It would be interesting to see. I think loot boxes can be fun. They're kind of enjoyable to open. Just be like, oh man, I got this, or oh man, I got that. And I got this crap. If I were to implement in the game, I would totally make it so it's free. You couldn't really actually purchase it with your actual money. I know Forza 7 you can actually purchase it with in-game credits, and mostly that's really the only way you can do it. But I think you could also buy in-game credits with actual money. Which, on another topic, I don't like the buying separate currency thing. But, whatever. It's just something they've kind of stuck to. And the problem is, the mobile market is a very dangerous market, I think. And it's kind of I feel like it's kind of the Wild West of video games. Because it's you have a lot of garbage games, but these garbage games are making a lot of money from people just, wanting to play. And they don't want to wait 12 hours for their thing to be finished. And yeah, I don't really, I don't find those games at all entertaining. I actually don't play mobile games anymore. Unless it's my own. Because at least the only thing they have is just ads. Because ads are always good. Especially if they're just there for a second. And, incentives to give people things for watching an ad or something. That's always good. People will do that, and it's it's a win-win. People get something for it, maybe money or some special loot box. And you get ad views. Obviously, you have to limit, put a timer on that, because Google will take your ads, suspend your AdSense account for a while, like they did with us. We were looking at our ads too many times for, testing and stuff, but
But yeah, so yeah, I don't. Loot boxes are not gambling. Okay, they're not. You're going to lose money no matter what. You're spending it on a virtual item. You're spending it on just a product. Like, people like to compare the thing to buying Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards. And I personally, like someone like me, I enjoy Magic the Gathering. I haven't played in a while, but I do love the opening and seeing. The thing is, I know with Magic Gathering, I am always guaranteed a good, like, legendary card. But that doesn't mean that all the other cards are worthless. Most of the cards will be like, oh, these are kind of cards I'll just have filling in my deck because I need these cards. Build my deck around it. They're all physical items. I still lost money because, I can sell some of those cards. They may be worth something, but in the end, some of them might not be worth much. Most of them might not be worth much. But I'm not gambling, am I? Now, what the ESRB rating should do is they should probably make it so that you have to put, like, whether it has microtransactions or not, I think. I'm not sure if they do that. I mean, Destiny 1 has... I don't know if they have, like, an in-game purchase thing on, like, the box. I might have to look. But if it does... then I guess they're in, something right. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I can't, I can't find my copy of Destiny 1 for the PS3. I mean, it's just behind mostly all my Gundam boxes, but I'm not going to bother making a mess of that. So, yeah. I want to know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree. I think this whole situation's been blown out of proportions. I don't think it's wrong to be angry at them doing disgusting practices like Battlefront 2 or Shadow of War. But Shadow of War, you can also just get those loot boxes in game. But it's just personally, if I'm paying $60 for a game, I don't want to see loot boxes as the first thing. I don't want to see microtransactions being sold to me. I think that's just kind of a very nasty practice. I understand games are getting way more expensive to develop. And one thing I could probably blame the publishers because they just want to push, like, new engine, guys. We gotta make a new engine. Some games don't make a new engine. But Square Enix, I'm looking at you. Making new engines for every game you fucking make. That's not really cost efficient. So, something like it just doesn't feel right when I see like oh man, I paid full price for this game, and I could pay more for it. And especially if that game is going to have DLC, i.e. Destiny and Destiny 2. Like, the truth is, you can't tell me that I gotta pay in total like $100 thing. I am fine with DLC. I'm fine with season passes and stuff because it kind of makes sense. Yeah, they're expensive, and you don't want to pay like $100 and something up front just to get all of this content. Because if they're trying to sell you this whole game without microtransactions, but they're going to give you DLC later. I don't know. I feel like it might not be the best. I feel like it's kind of the best thing because it's like kind of putting a down payment. But it's like, oh man, I put a down payment, so $60 for a full game. And $60 full game. There's going to be DLC. If I don't enjoy the game, if I enjoy the game, but I don't feel like playing it ever again, whatever. You don't have to buy the DLC. At least you didn't waste $120. Plus, it's also like not everybody's going to have $100 dollars to throw down, and people already kind of like myself don't want to just drop $60 every time a new game comes out. Then you can also wait for it to go down, but that takes, especially for AAA games, they always take forever to go down in price. So, yeah, that, I think that's it for me. I feel like I might have talked a little too much. That's 25 minutes. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think about this. I think, like I said, I think people are blowing this out of proportions on Reddit. But then again, Reddit's full of a bunch of idiots, including myself, because I'm on Reddit. I mean, Art Gaming's full of idiots, and people who repost a lot of the same garbage I've seen for the past, like, years. I've been on Reddit. That's a big one. It's not as big, but it's pretty big. Yeah, yeah, now I'm playing Warframe now. I've got something to record now, so you guys can watch. But sadly, you guys are watching me fish, which might not be that bad, because you guys don't want to hear my mechanical keyboard just constantly clicking around while recording. I need to get like a proper mic setup so that it will be, you know, just right, you know, it won't hear my... Ooh, fuck. But it was a small one. Not big loss. No big loss. So yeah, go on our gaming circle jerk. It's a great subreddit. I just love how they just... Everybody praises Witcher 3, and even though I've heard Witcher 3 wasn't as good as the previous Witchers, but it was not... It's not like it's bad, but I think what people think is that it's like a godsend, you know? It's not. It's so... Oh, it's one of those guys. So yeah, I mean, I think this is all I'm going to do in Warframe for now. I'll just fish, guys. It's pretty great. Where did the other one go? Oh, okay. Yes. Alright. I think you guys have enough for me fishing in Warframe. So, yeah. Hopefully someone watches this video and enjoys my shitty recording. Yeah, so see you next time.